All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Thursday briefing. This is Dan Lyons of the Weather Service in Raleigh. We're going to be talking about the weather coming up for the next week, today through May 18th. It will be a fairly active period here, so let's just jump right in and start covering a couple things. Uh, Gosh, for the past 4 or 5 days, we've had an area of low pressure that's just been stalled right off the North Carolina coast, and it's been sitting there. And, by and large, that's been the reason we've had the below normal temperatures, really beautiful weather the past couple days. There's been some coastal flooding, across portions of the Outer Banks. Finally, that upper level low and surface low, they're going to start to move inland um, later today and especially into tomorrow. And that's going to introduce kind of an unsettled period over the next couple days. It's going to bring periods of showers and occasional thunderstorms to the area on Friday. And then we're going to see rain chances continue Saturday into Sunday as that low pressure area really slowly meanders. Meanders is probably the best word, as it meanders through the area. Finally, on Monday, we're going to have one more shot of precipitation as a cold front moves through the area. That's going to bring another round of showers and thunderstorms. But then by the time we get to Tuesday, behind that front, we'll have high pressure build in, and we should have some dry weather return to the area. Now, I've been talking a lot about precip and rainfall, and let's actually dive in here a little bit and see how much we're going to get. We do have some precipitation chances today. If you happen to look at radar or even just look outside, it looks kind of cloudy and gray, and there are a few very light areas of rain out there. Really sprinkles, not much of anything beyond that. And you can see on the today map there the areas of very light green. Any rain that we get today is not going to amount to much, really, at all. You shift over to Friday, though, you start to see some of the darker green colors. And we do have pretty good chances of rain during the day on Friday. Rainfall totals maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch, maybe even higher in some spots. Overall, the overall theme here is that by the time we add up 7 days worth of rainfall, you'll see some higher totals in the east, maybe up to 1.25 inches of rain, maybe even a little bit more than that. But there'll be lesser totals across the western Piedmont, out near the Triad or so. Precip amounts out that way won't add up to be as much as what you'll see across the eastern part of the state. So, and that's actually probably a good thing. When I get to the drought slide, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But the areas that are going to get the most rain are the areas that need the most rain. So perhaps some good news there. Let's talk about severe weather. We don't have any severe weather anticipated over the course of the next 3 days, or really the next 7 days, to be honest. We do think there are going to be some thunderstorms around. That seems like a pretty good certainty there. But in terms of like organized severe weather, anything of that nature, we're not expecting anything. Do not be surprised at all if you hear some thunder, during the afternoons. But we're not expecting anything in the way of severe weather or anything of that nature. Similarly, in terms of excessive rainfall, I said we're going to have an unsettled pattern. We're not looking at any periods of, flooding or anything like that. Of course, maybe the areas that do get dumped on, for longer than others could see a little bit of flooding, but widespread flooding, anything like that, we're not anticipating that. And again, the areas that are going to get the rainfall are probably the ones that need it. Looking a little bit longer range, we've had some pretty cool, comfortable temperatures over the past couple days. Temps are going to start to rise. Certainly by tomorrow through the weekend, early next week, temperatures are going to rise. Even behind that cold front, there's not much cold with that cold front. Temps are still going to be in the low to mid 80s behind that. And by the time we get to late next week, days 8 through 14, the odds are tilted much more heavily toward above normal temperatures. So if you're looking for things to warm back up, this forecast is probably for you. It's a little less certain where the chips may fall with respect to precip chances late next week into the following week. But, we're still perhaps a slightly higher, slightly more favorable odds just downwind of the Appalachians out that way. Kind of equal chances across the central and eastern part of the state. I did allude to this already a couple times here, but the drought update came out this morning. Really no large-scale changes. We did have quite a bit of rain. If you recall, late last week, we had a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, those showers, thunderstorms, they didn't really hit the areas that really needed the rain you can see that area of D2 drought across portions of the coastal plain. That really didn't change in coverage at all from last week to this week. And unfortunately, like I said, the areas that really needed the rain kind of got missed out. So we will see what this week's rainfall does to that area of drought across the eastern part of the state. Central part of the state looking pretty good. No change there. And a little expansion of the drought up in the northwest part of the state, up in the mountains up that way, because they missed out on a little bit of that activity late last week. All right, so summarizing, that area of low pressure that's been lingering off the coast of North Carolina, that's finally going to move inland tonight and tomorrow, and it's going to take its sweet time getting through the area. As it meanders through the area, we'll have kind of an unsettled period of showers, occasional thunderstorms, nothing severe, no flooding anticipated or anything like that. And that's really gonna kick off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then finally a cold front will move through and kick that out of here for good on Monday. But of course, when that front comes through, we'll have showers and thunderstorms accompanying that as well. And then it looks a little bit, quieter, a little bit drier by the time we get to next Tuesday and Wednesday as we get high pressure building into the area.